Hi Flosstube, Judy here from an Aussie and a Kiwi world on Monday the 20th of November 2023. Just for popping in just to do a quick update of what I've been working on for the last little while. Following on from the last couple of videos that I've popped up, and one of them was for One Day Saving, where you can go and get some really good diamond painting, or they have other things on the side as well, but I'm only just looking at the diamond painting at present. And the other one was for my massive haul that I had over the last little while, which was quite fun to go through the projects and actually see exactly what I'd got, because I sort of purchased them and then I popped them in a pile, or pop them in one of my tubs here, and don't get to actually start on them for a little while. So I never purchase anything that I'm going to start straight away. It's always this will be for the future, and my future at the moment looks like it's like 1,000 years in advance, sometimes 4,000 years. So it was nice to go through those projects and sort of pull out a couple that I really do want to start more in the recent future, rather than or the more distant future rather than the distant future. Anyway, my words are all over the place, so you know what I mean. So let's get into what I'm here to show you for. So I've got 5 projects that I've been working on, and also including in one of those is actually I've got a finish, not a fully finished, but I've got a finish. And I've also pulled out the women's silhouette with flowers, which I'm not 100% sure whether I have shown that before, but I'll show it anyway, just so you can have a look at that one. That was a finish as well. So starting from the first one was Alice in Wonderland, and this is the Satsuma Street. Now, I'd already done the Wizard of Oz, and I loved it so much I went and found this one. This was also done as a sell, but I missed when they were actually giving it away as a 6-piece sell, and had then went and purchased the full pattern, which is actually quite a cool design. And so my goal for this one was that I started at 7.56%, and my goal was to get it to 10%. So just 2.5% was all I needed, which was an extra 1,000 stitches, I think. And this is where I reached. So this is 10% of the project. So just working on, I've actually just done all of the black, and I'll put a before photo up. I would have already popped that up on the screen here, so you can see where I was at before. And so I've done all this red and black up the top of the diamond, and I filled in some of this here, ready for where the Cheshire Cat comes. So, and popped in a couple of roses, and of course my needle minder, Alice in Wonderland, and the bunny rabbit, so that I've got matching ones. So that's actually quite a fun project to do. It's on, I believe, 18 count, just a blue Ada. Yeah, it's actually, I really found it hard to actually put it down, but because I'm trying to set myself mini goals on all projects to get more done on all of them, rather than just picking up one and working on it, I found that I needed to move on to the next one. So I did get to 10% of my goal and then pop it down. So the next one I had was the Fox and Rabbit's Peacock's Garden, which was the 2019 Linen and Threads Mystery Sampler, which is this one. And I wanted to actually do this section here, so that was my goal. So I'll just pop a before photo up just here on the screen, and you can see where I was at prior to this goal. And as I mentioned, my goal was to complete this section here, which was section 6, I believe. Or section 10, sorry. It was section 10. So and this is where I am now. So I reached my goal, and I've completed the bottom section. So I like the fact that these have got different sections, so that I can give myself a goal just to complete that actual whole section. And so that's just the section zoomed in a little bit. Now I'm not too sure whether, as I do it, I just literally pull it out and decide on the day which part's going to be blue, which part's going to be pink. So, and it was right up until the last minute of doing them that I decided which way I was going to actually go. But that's lovely because they're two of my favorite colors. So being able to work on that was also hard to actually put down. So the third one I've been working on was my Caterpillar cross stitch Hello Pumpkin, which is this one. And my goal for this one was that I wanted to reach to 15%. So I started out at 10.37% and I reached, sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. I don't normally make notes, so it's having to look down to read what they are. So I did have the stalk of the tree or the trunk of the tree done and some other stuff in here, and I'll pop a before photo on to let you know what it looked like beforehand. But this is now where we're up to. So as you can see, I've completed all the grass down the bottom, part of the mushroom and part of the pumpkins. Did fill in the light brown of these trees, just here, the tree trunk just here as well. And then of course I'm missing the colour that goes down on the stem there. I'm also missing one of the colours here. Now I do have all the colours, but I think what's happened is I've put them inside one of the other Caterpillar cross stitch Hello series in one of the other bags. So I'm going to have to pull those out to be able to locate the colours. The next project was another Fox and Rabbit or Linen and Threads, which was the 2020 Linen and Threads Families and Friends, or Friends and Family, sorry. And on this one, I just wanted to actually do part 6, so I'll give you a before shot of where it was before. And now I'm actually pull that back a little bit, and now so I've completed the section down the bottom, the 3 right down the bottom. Now what I did do, sorry about if you just heard the little bit of commotion out there, the dogs just had a little bit of a fight. I did actually complete the 3 here. Now one of the questions was, some people saying when you do a sampler and you actually put the date of the sampler for the year that you complete it. Now, because this was created in 2020, I wanted to keep that going so that I've still got the date of when the sampler was created, and I will put my name and my finish date or the year I finish somewhere else along the design when I finish it. But because I lost my mum in 2020, I thought it was only fit that I would put her initials just here instead of my initials. So that's just now got a LH for my mum, and so I've completed all these 3 here, and that's now taking me to that was like 1119 stitches that I'm pretty sure. Oops, no it wasn't. Oh, I didn't note the stitches on that one because I had just done it from the pattern rather than from Pattern Keeper. So it was all of these, so still plenty more than 1100 stitches, but it was the 3 designs that I had did. So I love this pattern. It's each of those motifs is actually really nice to stitch on, to stitch with, and just having the one colour means I don't have to worry about swapping and changing the colour. So that's actually a benefit as well. Now the next one, which is the second last one, is I had the heartstring samplery Who Let the Frogs Out. So it's a bit hard to actually see the pattern on here. As I've mentioned every time, this is not actually a benefit for the pattern, but so I was doing it on a pink 18 count Ada and just with a dark green floss, a DMC, and this one's a finish. So that's the Who Let the Frogs Out. I'll show you where it was at with the before photo, just so you know where I was before I started. And I had actually I was at 84.66% and I wanted to get to 100, so there wasn't actually much work to do just down the bottom here to get to 100, but so that's lovely that I've been able to finish that. So now I can move on to one of the other heartstring sampleries, Whip It Good or something like that, one of those that they've got. There's 4 other designs or 3 other designs that are available. The last one I've got was the woman silhouette from Artisy with the flowers. Now this one, if you recall, if you remember seeing this a little while ago as I was working on it, I had a white strip, because I tried to do it ombre, and I had a white strip of, or it was actually 3865 DMC, and it actually just looked like I hadn't stitched something, so I had to change it. I'm still not 100% happy with the colour that I chose, but I'm not undoing it, and it's going to stay the way that it is. So this is it finished in all its glory. And I do still love the pattern. I love the colours that I used, except for the one that I replaced for the 3865, but I'm not changing it. I'm just going to leave it how it is and go with that. So I love how the bodice has actually got the different colours and swirled around like that around the waist. It's actually really cool. And 2 of the projects that actually go alongside these, there's a woman silhouette, which is this one, and the other one is the woman silhouette with butterflies, so that's the other one. So I'm going to add these to hopefully my rotation next year. Once I've completed other projects, I will bring these into the mix, so that will be great. So that's all I have for you. Just a quick 12-minute update of what I've been working on. I have been going through my folders, which are just here, these folders just here, and putting all the paper patterns that I've got, all my PDFs and everything in those folders. So that at the moment is just some of them, and I'm waiting on an order of the folders before I can actually do the balance of them. And so I'm constantly working on my craft room, trying to get my folders all sorted and making it easier so I can just grab whips whenever I like. So for those of you that are actually in my Facebook group, you would have noticed that I put up a couple of polls for what I'm going to focus on next year. So there was 20, I want to do 24 focus pieces, and each of those focus pieces will have 24 stitches. The aim is to get that many stitches on it by the end of the year. Now some of that will be easy, but I do want to get out of the whole 24 projects. I want to make sure each of them get 24 stitches, and once I've done that and done my 2 focus pieces for the month, I've also got a monthly focus piece which will be a dell, and which is included in the 24, and that will be for me to finish it. So my plan is to actually finish a dell by the end of the 2024 year, which means I have to do 100 and something stitches, every 154 stitches or something like that on a daily basis to actually be able to get that project finished by the end of the year. So that is my aim, to try to do that. And if I've got spare time throughout the month out of having the 3 focus pieces, I will then just work on other whips that I've got, just pull it out, make a mini goal as I pull it out, and then just keep going from there, so I can get some work on every single piece, and I hopefully by the end of the year they've all had a touch on it. So that's my plan, whether they're fake or imaginary or whatever, but dreams are free, and I'm going to do my very best to actually try to focus on that. So for those that I've spoken to about the Whip Warriors, please, if you want to actually join, they've just opened up the group on the 18th of November. Jump onto the link. There's a link in my Facebook group, and if you need a reminder of what that is, I'll try to put a link down the bottom of the description so you can actually go and link in there and join. So they've opened that up, and the road trip, which is around Australia, that information will come out in December. So don't go into the site looking for the road trip information just yet. The site is really just to make sure that you can get into the Facebook group, read the rules, see if it's going to be a benefit for you. You choose what kind of participation you're going to have next year, whether you've got focus pieces, whether you've got stitch what you want when you want, or no new starts and things like that. You get to choose that once you get in there, create yourself an album, pop all your whips in there, and you can have it as your point of where you can actually update your photos of when you're doing part of the counts and things like that. When you get into the group, you'll actually see exactly what I'm talking about, and there's admin, you'll be allocated an admin person, and that person will invite you through to a chat group, and in the chat group you can ask as many questions as you like, which is really cool. They're very, very supportive. So jump on, come for a journey with us on the Whip Warriors group, and it's a great place to start for if you want to actually start getting yourself involved into some Facebook games with stitching. It's also a great place if you really want to get some stitching goals done. Jump in and join us. So back to, sorry, a bit over the place, back to the poll in my Facebook group. If you haven't already voted, please go along and vote for the 20 projects that you would like, because I've chosen two, which is Saga and Adele. They're two of the focus pieces. And I've also put there's two polls up there. One of them only has a group of one designer. If you can just pop on there and choose which one, 2 out of that one. And on the other one, I need you to choose 20. So there's lots of different range of genre and patterns available that I'm choosing. And this doesn't mean that I'm not going to bring other whips that I've already got into the mix for next year. This is just the ones that I want to focus on for next year. So please help me choose which ones they are that you'd like to see me stitch on, and I will go through and tally those up at the end of the month. So we've still got 10-11 days before we can before I cut that off and stop the comments, and then I'll count up and start getting the projects ready into a separate tub so I know which ones I'm focusing on. Apart from that, I think it is just business as usual, trying to stitch as much as I can. Having little mini goals is helping me pick up more stitching and trying to participate a little bit more. Yeah. So if you've got any questions, if you want to comment about anything, if I've missed anything on previous videos that I haven't caught up with or answered in your comments, please just pop a comment down below, and I will respond back as soon as I can. So I love the fact that you actually do communicate with me, and it's not just by comments on my videos, but privately through Instagram or through Facebook Messenger. I do appreciate everybody reaching out and communicating, and especially when on my last Flosstube update, I did actually mention that I was struggling a little bit with the death of my son's anniversary coming up, and we made it through that day, and it's still a little bit hard, but I have had a couple of ladies reach out who have unfortunately gone through the same experience, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one around, but it is very hard still to know that people are still suffering the same as what I am. So it does make me feel a little bit more normal that life doesn't just go move on. It does actually sometimes stop for some people for a little while until you can actually come to grips with the fact that you need to actually have a different way of looking at life now that your life has changed forever. So thanks again for those people, and also for all of my viewers for actually coming back and watching my videos and commenting and everything. I appreciate you as subscribing to my channel, and yeah, if I couldn't actually probably say thank you enough to, and the ladies that I chat to on a regular basis know that you're very appreciated, and I would hope that I've told you often enough that you do realise that I do appreciate every single one of you. So thanks again. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I hope you liked what you've seen and you're willing to actually subscribe. Press the little bell so you're reminded when I put my next video on, and we will talk to you very soon. So hopefully maybe in a week or 10 days, when I've got a little bit more of an update of what I'll be working on for the next little while. I'll bring that to you. So maybe some shorter videos going forward, and rather than lots of long ones. It may be better for some people, but for me right now, I just don't want to put the pressure on myself to stick to a certain regime when I may not be able to do that. So I will come and do the videos as I can. Okay, have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening or morning, and hopefully I'll be able to see you on the next video. Take care and happy stitching.